All right, this is Uptick Updates, episode 24. Brian, it's been too long. Sometimes I think time flies, but it seems like forever since episode 23. How have you been?
Pretty good, John. Good to see you again. I also feel it's a long, long time ago, right? But it's just 2 weeks. That means a lot of things happening. So yeah, let's discuss it.
Yeah. So I was hoping we could start off with a bit of an update.
Mm.
Uptick has a multi-chain strategy. It's on what Cosmos, IRISNet, and then there's the Ethereum Loopring, and then also the EVM
Mm.
chain. And then get the merge coming up. That might be a hot topic. Can you give us an update on that?
So we always say, so we want to be the multiple chain support and the
Mm-hmm.
cross chain support.
Mm.
So because that's part of the mission for the Uptick infrastructure. On top of that, the flagship application is the marketplace. So currently we have a marketplace running on Cosmos IRISNet ecosystem for almost 1.5 years. So it's pretty good. So we see pretty good quality of creators sign up every day. So the quality of works are pretty good. At the same time, we launched Uptick Marketplace on Loopring version recently. So less than 1 month ago. But the progress actually is pretty good. Actually, it's a start from zero. So we just launched the marketplace and announced to the community, both Uptick and the Loopring community. So people can mint and list, and also they can list their previous owned NFT on Loopring platform. So quickly, so we already accumulated more than 300K NFT in the Loopring marketplace.
Wow.
Yeah. So and also some pretty good collections minted from that. So because this is basically, if you connect your wallet into Uptick on Loopring, it will display all NFTs you have as long as it follows the Loopring standard, metadata standard. So that means you don't have to mint everything from Uptick. You can mint on other platform that Loopring support, but at the same time you can list in Uptick on Loopring marketplace. So that's actually pretty interesting because that means it allows the creator do the multiple listing on different marketplace on Loopring. So they don't have to choose one or the other one. They can select all to list all. So to see which one make the best deal, right? So over there, pretty good, pretty interesting. At the same time, we have our EVM version of marketplace actually was launched in late March, along with the Uptick Testnet. So even the testnet phase 1 is concluded. So we are continue working on this EVM marketplace to build all the good features and to try to unify the whole marketplace with our Cosmos version and the Loopring version. So I expect people can see the new EVM marketplace probably by end of September. So that's also the time that probably Ethereum successfully finished the merge, right? So a lot of things can happen during that period. Yeah.
Great. Okay, thanks a lot for the update. Hey, there's a couple of things, or maybe one I wanted to hit on. So you said, the IRISNet version has been around for nearly 2 years or around 2 years, but the Cosmos option is relatively new. And I've noticed quite a few people minting on Cosmos. That's a good sign, right? How do you feel about the involvement from the Cosmos community?
We do see the increase of the involvement from the Cosmos community. Actually, so currently we are still in the, I would say, step 1.5. It's not step 2 in the whole Cosmos ecosystem, because we start from IRISNet, so with support to the IRISNet token, right? So now because there's an IBC function ready in the Cosmos, the whole Cosmos ecosystem, So you can transfer the platform token between different IBC supported network. So that's why we take this second step is to support Atom, ATOM, which is the platform token of a Cosmos chain. So now we support Iris token and Atom token on the marketplace, which means people can directly do the IBC transfer of their Atom token to the IRISNet and to try to price and buy the NFTs. So we will try to add more token support, such as because like a Gravity DEX, they have the bridge to the Ethereum. They can bridge the WETH to the Cosmos ecosystem, and also they also bridge the USDC, USDT to Cosmos ecosystem. We can list them all. So that's I call it's a 1.5 step, because we are still sitting on the IRISNet, but we can support all type of IBC tokens in the whole Cosmos ecosystem. So for the 2.0, so basically we will be able to directly become a marketplace on every IBC chain. But still we are thinking whether it's necessary. Because, of course, we can have multiple deployment on different chain, but because of the IBC nature in the whole Cosmos ecosystem, maybe we can have one, and we can use IBC to link them together. So yeah, there's a lot of things to do in the next few months, and one of the very important part is a new standard is being implemented in the Cosmos ecosystem, which is called IBC for NFT. Current IBC is just for the FT, platform token, right? Fungible token. But so they're building the IBC for NFT. So which means NFT, wherever you mint on any chain, you can transfer to the target chain without losing anything. Yeah, that's our actually the multiple chain support is so-called in the Cosmos ecosystem, right? So and also we have bridges to the other like Ethereum ecosystem. Yeah, so I think you can see more involvement from other Cosmos eco community. So we do want to build a so-called multiple chain economy model through the Uptick marketplace. So that will bring the benefits to everybody, right? So we're not going to exclude somebody and include somebody. We want to provide an open platform to support all tokens and to support all kind of NFTs. So let it flow, right? Based on the economy model of each chain and also the incentive program provided by each token. Yeah.
Nice, thanks. Hey, speaking of incentive programs, right now is the voting period for an incentive program with IRISNet, right?
Oh, yeah. So currently, IRISNet actually also provide a pretty good support to Uptick marketplace, because this is the biggest ecosystem application on top of that. So currently, there's actually two things going on. So one is on the IRISNet. So we support IBC token transfer. So which means we support any IBC token as long as it can be transferred to the IRISNet, and we can use it in the marketplace, especially for Atom user for the first step. The second part is probably next week, we are going to announce there's a creators incentive program sponsored by IRISNet. So it's still in the proposal and for voting period. There's 3 days to go. So if it passed, you will see a pretty good program to really try to encourage like authentic works by the good creators. We will select 30 pretty good creators, right, and provide a pretty good incentive token rewards to them. Yeah. So and also we will also support the referral. So people can also introduce the good creators they recognize.
That's
they
great.
can introduce to the program. Yeah, so because right now, the marketplace, we have been operating it for almost close to 2 years. So I think the basic part are pretty mature. So we need to just enhance the operation, the campaign, or different activities on the platform. Because internet business is mainly depends on the operation, daily operation, right? So to keep people active, to bring in good contents, and to provide a pretty good incentive and a pretty good price scheme in the different period of time. Yeah, that's something we are trying to do to make it active for people.
Nice, nice. Hey, that reminds me of another thing. So when the Loopring version was launched, you put in an option to make things CC0. You have full rights to the NFTs. So have you seen any news around copyrights and loyalties recently?
Oh yeah, actually, this is a pretty good question. So I see a lot of discussions on this recently. Probably in the past, when the market is pretty hot, nobody cares about that too much because the volume, the transaction volume was so high, right? People are pretty happy. But now, when the market cool down a little bit, people try to really think how to make this market sustainable and how to bring the value to no matter creators, buyers, or platform. So I do see a lot of ideas floating around, and some platform are making some test. I would say experiment are doing. Back to a couple of weeks ago, we also talked about this loyalty and copyrights, right? The topic in our previous episode. Because this is one of the very important component inside Uptick infrastructure, NFT infrastructure, because we do believe the loyalty and the copyrights is the center of the creator economy, right? So we have to put it in the very high priority list. Without that, we might go back to the traditional e-commerce business, which is hurting the creators' benefits.
Yeah.
So by saying that, actually, I see there are also some different thoughts and practice in the market right now. Pretty creative, I would say. I cannot say who is right and who is wrong. So we are in a pretty good experimental stage, right, for the new things for NFT blockchain. So, for example, I see last time we talked about CC0. This is one type of a movement people are making. So, which is you can understand it's like an open sourced NFT for the community, which means you give up or basically all the copyrights to the buyers. So buyer can buy it and use it for their commercial purpose. That's pretty cool because this make the buyer understand what they are getting, and they can use it for without any concern, right? So they don't have to wait for concern about the attorney letter to them, right? Sometimes in the later in the future.
Yeah.
So I think this is one thing. So we do believe this is one type of NFT we need to support. That's why we put it into the Loopring first. So and soon you can see it will be also happen in the IRISNet version and the EVM version. So basically, we make it as part of the metadata standard, so people can the creator can define whether they want to choose this option or not. So we're basically giving the power back to the creators. They decide, right? Just like in the software industry, I can decide whether my software can be open source and what kind of open source license, right? Or it's not. It's just for commercial purpose only. So it's my rights to do that. So that's CC0. I think CC0 is pretty good. It's also good for people to, well, the creators to use this option to increase the, well, to catch the attention from the community, right? So because if you give up something, people will, well, maybe go for something. So that actually can build up your brand for the long run, right? So so that's one thing. The other thing is I also see the news from some project, just like X2Y2, recently they announced a pretty aggressive well, move to first they say, okay, we want to remove the loyalty option for the creators. So basically zero loyalty option. So because they feel this is pretty good for the market, for the revenue, right? So, but there's an argument to say, okay, if you remove the loyalty option for the creators, it will hurt the current understanding of NFT for creators. So that's one thing. And also people might feel, okay, this can increase the short-term revenue, but how can it protect the long-term, right, for the loyalty creator or creators? So that's a question. So I don't think it's right or wrong, but we just need to think. Maybe some creators or some NFT projects, I would say, like it, right? Because they want to have a good sale for the short term. They want to collect money. They want to build up their projects with more money at this stage, not in the long run, right? So if they don't have enough money for the current stage, maybe they cannot survive to the long term. Yeah, so this actually is a valid argument. And furthermore, I also see, well, XY2, they announced another step, say, okay, they're giving the power to the buyer side. Like buyers can decide how much loyalty they want to give to the seller. I mean, creators. So just like my understanding is just like you want to tip the creators, right? So you decide whether 5%, 10%, or 1%, or 0. So this is pretty good. So this is open a option for the creators or good creators can still receive something or to receive some value from the people who like them or respect them. Yeah, but in my view, this actually is good and bad. So so in Uptick, as I discussed with you a long time ago, so we always say there's a whole spectrum of digital assets can use NFT as a vehicle, right, to go to the market. And in the marketplace, we should be able to trade all type of digital assets based on the NFT format. So that means to me, I think no matter you define the zero loyalty or you define 10% loyalty or define somebody else can tip you with some money. So it's really depends on the nature of the artwork or the work presented by this NFT, right? So so there's no conflict in the whole spectrum, I would say. So for example, for the artwork piece, I really want to protect the creator, I mean artist, should always receive the loyalty they should earn. So we do need to support them. So on the other side, if it's a PFP type of project or other type of collectible projects, which is not really art centric, but it's more like a avatar or some design related. maybe they don't need to collect royalty. They just want to sell the project to the market, right? So for a pretty good profit, just like we're selling something on the e-commerce site. So in that case, maybe they can choose. So we don't need to collect royalty, right? So we just need to have a pretty good price for the trade. So that's the other type. And also, we also talk about the functional or utility NFT. Actually, in my view, lots of utility NFT, yeah, actually, it's true. They don't need loyalty, right? So if you sell a ticket, if you sell a membership card, so the benefits for the issuer, it's already inside this card because you are going to enjoy their service or products. So that it's already part of the benefits they can receive. In that case, they don't need to receive loyalty from this NFT card, right? So in my view, so I do think it's good. We see a lot of different options happening in the market. But on the other side, I think in Uptick vision, so we still need to provide all these options to the creators because they are the one to decide this is a card, this is an art piece, right? So they understand what they want to receive, and we need to respect that. If the first piece they define loyalty cannot sell, maybe they will define the second one with zero loyalty. So this is a free market. So we need to have the creators or issuers to decide what they are going to receive. In my view, I don't really agree to say our platform will decide zero loyalty. Our platform will decide buyers should pay for that, right? Buyer by default, they don't need to pay for that. Of course, they can tip it. They can provide some decent tips, but that's optional, right? That's not required by default. Yeah. So yeah, that's something I saw and thought about a lot recently. Yeah. So by the way, I also feel this actually also remind us so how important this Uptick NFT infrastructure is needed. And we have to think very deep when we build the modules inside it. For example, for the cross-chain part, for the interoperability part, of course, if it's a loyalty-free NFT, it's pretty easy to handle, right? So I can transfer back and forth without really collect or carry those loyalty-related information, right? And the loyalty, maybe copyrights, they don't need to travel with the NFT. So that can actually simplify a lot for the cross-chain scenario. But I think that's an option. But as I said, there's only a subset of a whole spectrum NFT fit into this category, right? So that means the cross-chain, the infrastructure should support a very diversified NFT scenarios, from loyalty to loyalty-free, right? From a bunch of levels of copyrights to open source copyright. Yeah. So that's the beauty of NFT. Yeah, it's pretty complicated, but that's the beauty of that, right?
Yeah, and the beauty of Web3 too, right? The creators have
of course,
freedom to do what they want.
Just like you mentioned Web3. So I'm a very strong believer to Web3. That's why after 20 years, right, we experienced Web1, Web2. Now we're really pushing something in Web3, even though it's a very early stage. But if we let the platform decide the loyalty or some other important financial factors for the creators, that means the creator is losing the power, right, to decide on their own assets.
Yeah.
So that's actually going back to platform-centric model, right? Like in the Web 2 era. So I think we should be open enough to define and especially give the power to the creator side. Of course, buyer can also decide whether they want to choose what type of copyrighted content, right? So I always believe we need to link the buyers and seller together. The platform, actually, it's just I would say it's a utility company. So we sell electric and the gas, right? So we make it work. So we should not decide for the business on top of that. Otherwise, the buyer and seller will feel, well, still cannot play the major role inside, right? So that's not the Web3 open market model.
Yeah. So how soon before the creators can select the royalty amounts? Is that going to take a long time to implement?
Actually, in our framework, it's already done. So, but we are just like last time I remember I mentioned, we try to be careful. So CC0 type is pretty easy to describe and issue.
Yeah.
But also full loyalty type is also easy. But the things between that, we should be very careful. Even though technically it's pretty easy to do, but we need to consult the legal community, right? The creator community to understand their current model and to make it fit into their current model, and also bring in the Web3 benefits into that. So that will take a while. So I would say the full launch of the full set of rights management will be something in Q4 for Uptick Network.
Yeah, sounds good. Nice. Okay, thanks a lot, Brian. Is there anything else you want to go over before we wrap up?
Well, I think pretty much for today. So we have, even though we have a lot of things to discuss, let's keep it moving in next few weeks. Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Thank
good.
you, John.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.